BioWare. I want to have your babies, BioWare. I want to marry you, send the kids off to college, get a timeshare in Palm Springs, and grow old together watching Lawrence Welk reruns, BioWare. Somehow, even being purchased by Electronic Arts, a company that I'm convinced is powered via a process of harvesting human souls, could in no way quell my throbbing BioWare-induced erection, my bio-boner, if you will, and while I readily acknowledge that your marketing was a hell of a lot less annoying when you were owned by Microsoft, an even more evil, soul-stealing, maleficent corporate mega-entity, so far your new games have retained every bit of the quantity of fuck-awesome we're all accustomed to. And I'd like to take this review as an opportunity to personally thank you that Dragon Age Origins is no exception to this rule.
To break this down for the mentally handicapped or those recently kicked in the head by an ogre, what I'm trying to say is the following. Dragon Age Origins is the shit. If I were to describe the plot of this game for you, chances are you'd say it's a Lord of the Rings / Sword of genre / Wheel of Time / insert cliche-drenched fantasy Drek here rip-off, which I actually find to be interesting as a phenomenon because ripping off or rip-off is a bit like trying to kill a corpse. It's not getting any more deceased, is it? And the sooner we all join hands singing an a cappella rendition of We Are the World and come to grips with a fantasy genre's proclivity for using their own stand-ins for orcs, knights, wizards, and dragons, the sooner we can get these bulbous geeks to shut the fuck up about it so we can appreciate all of the good things that games like this have going for them. Now, despite my comparatively positive tone to this point, I have to admit before going any further that I didn't want to like this game any more than Activision wants to make a decent game with their Marvel license. And really, guys, can you blame me? Most of the gameplay videos released by the marketing wizards at EA focused on what looked like some fairly tiresome and unspectacular combat, or fugly characters doing the no-pants dance next to a fireplace with all the story context of a Family Guy cutaway gag. And while we're on the subject of the love scenes, let me first say that I happen to like naked women. Most men have more than a passing fondness for them, and I'm proudly standing at their head, waving a great big flag with a naked woman on it. But watching Dragon Age's NPCs stiffly grinding their comically large breasts against your character isn't sexy. It's creepy, like making your dolls hump each other, then looking up to realize you're the only person in the room and you've become that guy. And just who in merry fuck humps each other with their underwear on anyways? If you're gonna market the game as some Caligulate orgy, then you may as well flash a nipple, or 17, because the last thing we all want is to come to the slow, grim realization that the only actual nudity you ever witness in Dragon Age Origins is a blubbery gray mass called the Broodmother who's like a mix of Roseanne Barr and Bam Bam Bigelow. To that notion, I offer an impassioned fuck that. Now, when you boot this bastard up, you'll be treated to an ultimately forgettable cutscene and then immediately be asked to make your character. It's got all the customization you've come to expect from recent BioWare and Bethesda RPGs, but there is one hitch, Rageaholics, and listen close because this one is fucking important. Dragon Age Origins is a game about choice. Every action you make sends ripples through the game world, affecting lives, deposing rulers, saving cities, and pissing in people's cornflakes. But no choice is more important than what class you pick. Because for all the pomp and importance placed on the Darkspawn and the Blight and how many times you're going to plow Morrigan, there's really only one choice that matters. Listen up, because there's going to be a test afterward. Either pick a mage, or let the game part your asshole like the Red Sea. Seriously, guys, don't fuck with mages, who, for the record, I fucking hate. I would rather nail my balls to my chin than pick one of those wiry, pale wimps who sit back behind the action and ruin your day without ever putting themselves in actual danger. Case in point, I'm a warrior. I've got my sword and my little shield, and I'm hacking away at some cranky reptilian assholes. Unbeknownst to myself, there's a dildo in a bathrobe standing 20 or so yards in the distance. He shoots a ball of fire at me that instantly explodes, knocking me and my entire party on our supple ass cheeks, taking half of my goddamn life in the process, and leaving lingering flame damage on my character that doesn't stop until it's taken the overall damage tally up to 75%. But hey, at least the move recharges every 5 butt-fucking seconds so I can look forward to eating that move back-to-back until I finally throw my Xbox out the window in disgust and wander the streets of Phoenix, Arizona in search of a hobo to murder. Seriously, BioWare, put your twitching magic boner away for 5 seconds and balance this shit!
Wait, what was I talking about? Oh right, the good things about this game.
You may be wondering at this point how I can possibly follow up that acrimonious diatribe with anything even faintly positive. Well, watch me, assholes. I opened up this review extolling the virtues of Dragon Age Origins, and unlike Obama telling Iran to stop enriching uranium, when I said it, I actually meant it. Now, while choice-making in Dragon Age can often bite you in the ass due to BioWare's mage-fondling shenanigans, the depth of narrative freedom more than evidences itself through the often dramatic differences between playthroughs. As a perfect example, on one playthrough, I sacrificed selflessly for the people of Ferelden, got the girl, all that cliche white knight fantasy horse shit. On my second, I conquered Ferelden with a werewolf army and managed to have a whorehouse four-way with a sea captain, a nun, and a bisexual elf. Compare that with Final Fantasy XIII, where I'll be lucky if I get to choose what weapon my character wields or what effeminate anti-hero she bones down with, and you'll soon find yourself wondering why Squeenix games are even called role-playing games. You never really play a role of any sort, do you? Standing in one place waiting for your turn to hit something with your building-sized sword game would be a more appropriate descriptor.
But now I've gone and mentioned Square Enix, which for me is like dangling a Cub Scout in front of a Catholic priest. I can't help myself. Bad, RazörFist. Bad. But don't mind me, Rageaholics. Dragon Age Origins is one of the best games I've ever played, warts and all, and it isn't often that I say that, so buy it, shitheads. I'm RazörFist. God fucking speed.
Do you have something else in mind? Oh, and now you've piqued my interest. It would surely be rude of me to decline such a delicious offer.
You're going with her? I thought you were joking. I can't let you do this. Not without me, keeping an eye on the both of you.
Who am I to deny such a pretty little thing as yourself, my dear? You are welcome to join us. And what about you?
Oh my, what have I got myself into?